Hi guys, and welcome back to Scribe Gaming. I'm your man Scribe, and I hope you guys are ready for a content update from Galaxy of Heroes. It's got some interesting stuff and a new kit reveal. Get into it. Alrighty guys, so content update has revealed the next Conquest character, and it's not even a character. We're circling back to the very first Conquest release where it was a ship guy, so we're having a tie-in Interceptor prototype, which is going to be piloted by the brand new marquee character, Second Sister, that we got recently. Now, I know if you are like me, you are probably thinking, CG, guys, where's the State of the Galaxy? Where's the big character release that we're all excited for the next 3 months worth of Conquest content? And they're like, now we don't want to do that this time, guys. So we've got a ship that has been quoted to make sure that the Chimera gets elevated to levels of other ships, but does not beat the Executor, guys. So all I can think about here, guys, is right now, I'm disappointed. I don't know about you guys, man. Like, it's hard for me to get excited about a character, a ship from Conquest that we're not going to get for, 2 or 3 months. And it's not even going to help us against an area of ships that we need help with. That's just my take. I'll let you guys voice your take as well. So let's see. Hi Holotable heroes. Today's update brings the speedy and nimble TIE Interceptor prototype to the Holotables. With Second Sister as its pilot, the TIE Interceptor provides a boost to Empire fleets. Along with the TIE Interceptor, Princess Leia is getting an Omicron ability. Darth Vader's TIE Advance is getting a touch-up. Some shard shuffling, multiple fixes and updates have been implemented. Oh. Okay, so new Conquest unit. The TIE Interceptor is the new Conquest obtainable unit. Keep an eye on the forums for more information. The TIE Advanced is receiving a touch-up which is specifically designed to help synergize it with the TIE Interceptor. Essentially, if the TIE Advanced is on the field and you reinforce with the TIE Interceptor, you reset your cooldown on your core reinforcement. Well, you reduce the cooldown by 1, which essentially means you can do back-to-back reinforcements, which is quite nice. Now, the Conquest Special Path, they're saying, we've added a descriptor in the Modifier tab to provide players with more information about the Conquest Special Path. This link currently takes players to the Conquest 11 Special Path and Data Disk page. It will be updated to link to Conquest 13 Data Disk page once it becomes available. So this is more for clarity, guys, to explain to players what exactly is the bonus path. It's nothing particularly exciting. It just gives you the opportunity to gain additional stuff, or gives you more options of choice for data disks and some additional stuff to purchase from the Jawa scavenger. And it's pretty clear cut and where to go. You just look for the node that is additional. So Shard Shuffle, we have got Talon that's gone ahead and joined the Cantina Farms. And yes, I did say Cantina Farms, guys. She is now free to play farmable from Cantina nodes, a 16 energy node, I want to say, 7G. So CG is following this path of, looks like all of these Starkiller requirements are actually all going to Cantina, delaying our signal data farms significantly. But on the whole, I'm actually in favor of this because Cantina farms are very quick, very easy to get done. If you're triple refreshing, you can burn through them very quickly. So I'm actually okay with that. So obviously characters and ships, we do have the new tie-in Interceptor prototype from Jedi Fallen Order. There's a bunch of fixes. Let's go and take a look at the kit reveal for this particular unit, and then we'll take a look at Princess Leia's kit afterwards. Alright, so here we go. Alignment is dark. It is an Empire, Attacker, and Inquisitorius. Obviously the only one at this moment. So the laser cannons, LS9.3 laser cannons, deal physical damage to target enemy twice. If it is target locked, this attack can't be evaded, which is okay. We know obviously there's synergy there with Vader. Vader always does target locks on his basic never misses, so this is feeding into that. Dealing damage twice is quite nice. Auto thruster maneuvers here, cooldown of 2, deal physical damage to the target enemy, excuse me, and gain foresight for 2 turns. If the TIE Interceptor prototype already has foresight, it instead grants a random ally foresight for 2 turns. If the target is target locks, then you will also dispel that target lock and deal more damage. Now this could be good or could be bad. Obviously, again, you think about with Vader, Vader will reapply target locks to enemies, so that's quite useful. So it's just a constant plus 50% damage, quite nice. And foresight is always useful, guys. So Special, Ruthless Pursuit, a cooldown of 5. Look at that, that's pretty cool AoE actually. I like that. Deal physical damage to all enemies and gain Ruthless, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented, and give the target enemy and all Jedi enemies pursued target until the end of the encounter. Whenever the TIE Interceptor prototype uses an ability, if the target did not have pursued targets, Ruthless expires and pursued target is removed from all remaining enemies. The TIE Interceptor prototype can ignore taunt effects when targeting enemies with the pursued target. So essentially, it gives the TIE Interceptor a means to ignore taunt. You have to hit the pursued targets if it's going to be that. So it's going to be useful, particularly against Galactic Republic, i.e. negotiator lineups, guys, because the Jedi will get it whenever they get hit by this AoE. It'll give you some useful ways to circumvent, go around outside of Hound's Tooth, go around the BTLB Y-Wing, that sort of thing. Quite useful, and might have some minor uses elsewhere. We'll have to wait and see. So, Ruthless gives 15% crit chance, 20% crit damage, and 30% offense, so it's pretty useful. But the pursued target also is a debuff on the enemies here. So when they target during an ability with it during its turn, it'll gain 40% turn meter, so quickly gets to another turn. Once again, that's nearly half of its turn meter again. TIE Interceptor must target a unit with this or a taunt effect and can ignore taunt effects. Oh yeah, okay, so that's just reiterating the fact that it can ignore taunts if there is a pursued target. Okay, so hardware. How predictable. If all allies are Empire, Inquisitorius, or Sith, dispel buffs on all enemies and apply target lock and buff immunity for 2 turns. Dispel buffs on all Empire, Inquisitorius, and Sith allies. This is a very good ability, guys. This is basically a mass cleanse for all your units, but also a mass dispel on the enemy. And it also has a chance to apply target lock and buff immunity for 2 turns. Now, we know that this is a very fast ship, the second fastest in the game, so it will be useful in getting rid of a taunt or applying a buff immunity before that enemy starts to taunt. So there's an option there potentially of sort of stopping Hound's Tooth before it gets going. Obviously, you have to go past that tenacity check. There is still a tenacity check here, so that is the downside of it. But yeah, still very useful. And prototype design. Whenever an Empire, Inquisitorius, or Sith ally reinforces, TIE Interceptor prototype gains Foresight. Whenever TIE Interceptor prototype... God, it was so boring, guys. Critically hits an enemy. If all allies are Empire, Inquisitorius, or Sith, the allied capital ship gains 5% turn meter. Obviously, that sort of thing is quite useful, does pair well with the Imperial TIE Bomber. Sorry, the TIE Fighter. And, of course, the Chimera, because you can get round to that yeet very quickly. Obviously, with this ship also passing Foresight, you could potentially be passing Foresight to the TIE Fighter, again, helping you build up that turn meter on your capital ship. So pretty useful, guys. Pretty useful. On the whole, the ship looks decent. What I will say is this does not, at this stage, seem to me to be worth a Conquest, in my opinion. This does not seem to be worthy of a Conquest character. Okay, it's going to take us 3 weeks to max out this character, this ship, to 7-star, 3 months to do that. Obviously, this unlocks at 5-star, much like the Razor Crest did. But also, the character in which pilots it is a marquee character that we've just received, and at this moment, she doesn't stand anywhere really in the meta. Yes, I know we are getting more Inquisitorius characters coming out, but at our current stage and where we are currently, this, in my opinion, seems very lackluster. Love to know your thoughts on it. Okay, so I think actually before we go any further, it is important just to quickly check this Dev Insights, and I wanted to highlight just a particular part over here. Where is it? There we go. The TIE Interceptor under Chimera shouldn't be one-shotting Executor defenses, but should now have all the tools needed to challenge many fleets in the game. So this is where they're expecting it to sit, guys. Expect it to be able to take out Negotiator fleets in particular. Probably can take out Malevolence. Probably still drops against them on defense. I wouldn't advise putting this team on defense. I imagine it's more of an offensive team. So it gives people some flexibility to take out some Get 2 fleets and Rebels and all sorts. But I don't think it's worth it. Okay? It's just worth clarifying. It's not an Executor counter, guys. So don't get too excited. Okay. So let's quickly go ahead and check the Princess Leia Omicron ability. Now, this is obviously also going to pair with the Akbar lead Omicron that we got recently. So Princess Leia, who is obviously a relic requirement for, I want to say, Jedi Knight Luke. Whenever Leia attacks, she has a 55% chance to grant all rebel allies retribution for 2 turns, and a 55% chance to grant all rebels tenacity up for 2 turns, and all other rebel allies recover 5% health and protection. So obviously, Leia has a chance of multi-tapping, so she could attack up to 3 times, and each one of these particular abilities has a chance of giving retribution and tenacity up. Now, they're useful. The recovering health and protection does give you some sustain, and this is in Grand Arena. Now, the only other thing I will say, guys, is if we do go ahead and check out Rebels right now, and we go ahead and check out my glorious Gear 9 Akbar, are you real? Yes, bro. We check here, he does actually have his own Grand Arena Omicron, and that is at the start of battle, all allies gain tenacity up for 2 turns. If all allies are rebel, whenever an ally's buff expires, that ally gains 3% turn meter. In addition, if all allies are rebel, whenever an ally uses an ability that isn't an attack, recover all allies' health by 5%, and call 2 other weakest allies to assist, reducing their cooldowns by 1. Now, Princess Leia herself has an ability which is not an attack, so that synchronizes well with Akbar. She takes a bonus turn, passing up all this tenacity up, for example. So that is an attack, so it will call 2 random assists, potentially Leia herself, right? That's going to feed turn meter as well. It's going to pass a bunch of buffs. Those buffs can then expire. That's going to constantly be feeding turn meter to the team. And of course, they're going to be recovering health and protection all the time. So yes, this does elevate it a little bit under Admiral Akbar lead. However, there's no point saying, yeah, it's cool. We'll just throw in Raid Han and Chewie and Chupio and Princess Leia and we'll call it quits. It's like, there's nothing that this team will beat with these Omicrons that wouldn't be beaten by just a standard CLS, in my opinion. So I think we should probably expect one more Omicron for a rebel character, and probably something that's more derived around big damage, you know? So expect there to get one last final piece of that puzzle. Some people are suggesting perhaps Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum will get some sort of massive Omicron that will help her deal big damage. She obviously feeds off getting rid of buffs off herself anyway to do big damage with her Whirlwind ability. So that will also synchronize quite well with Akbar with that TM generation as well. So we'll wait and see. So I think we'll call it there for the moment, guys. I just wanted to recap this. I'm a little bit disappointed, I'll be honest. Okay, so I was expecting a State of the Galaxy to come out. I was expecting some big announcement to come for the Conquest that we're going to get on Monday. I was hoping for more. I was hoping to get something to be excited about, something that gives us an idea of where we're going. But at the moment, we're just getting a toss-up of Inquisitorius, and we're getting a toss-up of Fallen Order characters, and it's all just a little bit up in the air and a little unclear. You guys let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And until the next video, guys, peace out.
Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.